On the 19th December 2025, PNB, one of Malaysia's largest fund management companies, they announced a total income distribution of 5.75 cents per unit. And for ASB holders, this is always one of the most exciting moments for the year. And PNB estimates that this dividend payout will benefit around 11.4 million unit holders. And at the same time, analysts are forecasting that EPF could very well declare a dividend of around 6% for 2025. And in simple terms, for most of you working and contributing to EPF, you're likely to receive extra income without having to do anything at all. So here's the big question. How are ASB and EPF able to offer returns that are often higher than fixed deposits that give 2 to 3%? Well, the answer is actually quite straightforward. Behind all these returns, your money isn't just sitting idle, it is being invested, mainly in stocks and other financial assets. And this is where things get interesting. Do you know that over in the US, stocks are the most popular investment choice among adults, where 27% of Americans will choose the stock market as their long-term investment. But we Malaysians, if it's not fixed deposits then it's either ASB or just property, nothing more. And according to officials, stocks are only ranked 9th among investment instruments when it comes to Malaysians' level of understanding. And in other words, despite how common these products are, many Malaysians still feel unfamiliar or just uncomfortable with stock investing. So, if people from advanced nations are doing it, why aren't we following them? And that leads us to something more practical. What exactly is the stock market and how does it actually work to grow your money over here in Malaysia? Let me explain it with a simple example. Let's say I run a small coffee shop called Ziet Coffee. I started a business using my own savings, worked hard, and slowly grew it into something bigger. But at some point, I hit a plateau and my growth just slows down. And if I want to open more outlets, buy more equipment or hire more staff, I need more money, right? So I go to the bank and then I try to get a loan, but the bank says no because to them, a small coffee business is risky and they are worried that I might not be able to pay the money back in time. And even if they do approve my loan, it will come at a very high interest rate of anywhere ranging from 8 to even 18% per annum, which is a huge cost risk for a growing business like mine. And this is exactly where the stock market comes in. Instead of borrowing money from a bank, I can choose to list my coffee shop on the stock exchange. And by doing that, I'm directly inviting the public to invest in my business. And people who believe in Ziet Coffee can put their money in. And in return, they receive shares, which is a proof that they now own a small piece of my company. So, rather than owing money to one bank, I'm sharing ownership with many investors who want to grow the business just like I do. Now, of course, this is just a very simple example. In the real world, the stock market is a platform that connects businesses with investors, and it offers investment opportunities to different participants, from individuals like you and I to large investment institutions. So, other than just the money, publicly traded companies can also benefit from the network and also expertise offered by the larger institutional investor. But then again, that's a story for another video. For retail investors like you and I, investing in the stock market allows us to grow our money either from capital gains or dividends when the businesses are earning money. What do I mean by that? Well, firstly, for capital gains, it means you gain from your money invested when your sell price is higher than your buy price. For example, if you bought say 100 Maybank shares at 9 ringgit and you sold them later at say 11 ringgit per share, then your capital gain will be 200 ringgit. It's as simple as that. And as for dividends, it is the extra income distributed by the company on a periodic basis. Think of it like your annual bonus that your employer gives you. That's a simple way of understanding dividend as well. So, let's say you're holding 100 Maybank shares and they decide to pay 30 cents of dividend per share. So, 100 shares times 30 cents means you get 30 ringgit no matter how the stock price moves. And this dividend income is generally tax-free because it has already been taxed at a corporate or company level. So, how does this whole stock investing thing work in Malaysia? Well, to understand that, you first need to know what Bursa Malaysia it is. It is basically Malaysia's stock exchange, where investors can buy and sell shares and just basically any other financial instruments that are listed on it. just like a pasar pagi where farmers and fishermen sell their products. But the main difference here is the stock market is tightly regulated by Securities Commission (SC Malaysia) to make sure trading is fair, transparent and orderly for everyone, because in the finance world, these can get out of hand very quickly and huge damage can be done to our nation's economy and reputation. And before you can start to trade on Bursa Malaysia, you need to open something they call it a Central Depository System (CDS) account, and it's basically like a savings account but for company shares instead. And you can do this once you're 18 years old or above with a valid IC and a Malaysian bank account, and there is no minimum deposit required, and generally you'll only be required to pay a 10 ringgit fee to open an account. As simple as that. And if these steps still feel troublesome, there is a simpler option. You can open an account with a SC licensed and regulated broker instead, like Webull Malaysia. And with them, you can trade shares of Malaysian companies you are already familiar with that are listed on Bursa Malaysia, such as Maybank, Tenaga Nasional (TNB), Sunway, Celcom DG, and also Telecom Malaysia. And even newer companies that were recently listed such as Oriental Kopi, 99 Speedmart, and EcoShop are all also available for trading on Webull. And all of these come at a super low fee of just what? 2 ringgit 50 cent or just 0.05% of the trade value for Malaysian stock transactions. So I personally highly recommend them for all investing needs, for both seasoned investors or just any beginners. So link below if you're interested, because there's also an ongoing campaign for you to redeem free Nvidia shares worth 200 ringgit when you open an account and deposit just 1000 ringgit. You'll get it, it's free money. Now, remember earlier we talked about the impressive return provided by ASB and EPF, and we knew they'd achieve this by investing in stocks and financial assets, right? But what do they actually invest in? Well, the answer might surprise you. It is not something complicated. You can see, based on the officials, a big portion of EPF and ASB portfolio is invested right here in Malaysia's stock market. And that includes companies you already recognize and interact with every day we mentioned earlier. And these are stable, cash-generating companies that form the backbone of the Malaysian economy. And here's the thing many Malaysians still don't know. There's literally nothing stopping you from doing the same. Instead of only relying on EPF or ASB to invest on your behalf, you can also choose to build your own version of that portfolio. You can buy shares of the same companies they hold and literally copy exactly the things they are doing, all at your own pace. And the best thing is, these investments are liquid and are not locked up until your retirement age. Now, beyond Malaysia, if you want to diversify your portfolio into other countries, Webull also allows you to trade stocks across the US, Hong Kong, and China. And the most popular choice many investors go for is the US, precisely because they are the world's largest capital market and also the one watched most closely by investors worldwide. And I'm sure you heard of the name New York Stock Exchange or Nasdaq. Yep, they are basically the two most influential stock exchanges in the world. And even if you think you are not familiar with them, your daily life is actually already deeply connected to these markets. Think about it, most of us use an iPhone, it's from Apple. And you doom scroll Facebook or Instagram, right? That's from Meta. And you also use Google search or are watching this video on YouTube. That's from Google. And all of these are US listed companies. So instead of only spending money on their products, you actually have the option to invest in them and become part owner of the business, allowing your money to grow alongside these companies. And with Webull's fractional shares trading for US stock, you can start investing with as little as $1, which is less than what? 5 ringgit. And there's also no commission and no platform fee for up to 1 year. And new users get to enjoy this benefit for 365 days from account activation, while existing users can enjoy it until the end of 2026. Now, while the US is the main stage of the global stock market, it is not the only one that matters. As money moves around the world, investors also look east. And in Asia, China plays a central role in global capital markets. But here's where things get interesting. Unlike the US, China doesn't have just one stock market that everyone can access easily. Instead, China's stock market is split into two main parts, and each serving a very different purpose. And these two parts are Hong Kong stocks and China A shares. Let's start with Hong Kong. For decades, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange has acted as China's financial gateway to the world. And many well-known Chinese companies choose to list their shares over here precisely because Hong Kong allows free access for global investors, including Malaysians. And all the popular companies like Meituan, Xiaomi, and PopMart are all traded on the Hong Kong exchange. And then there's another part of the Chinese market, the China A shares, and this portion refers to the companies listed on the mainland China's own stock exchange, mainly the Shanghai Stock Exchange and also the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. And these shares are traded in Chinese yuan, and historically they were mainly meant for local Chinese investors as opposed to the foreigners, and typically they tend to represent businesses that are more closely tied to China's domestic economy, like Bank of China and also Ping An Insurance. But over the years, Chinese authorities have gradually opened up access to their market, and with Webull, you can trade this market from as low as 0.03% of the trade value with zero platform fee. And in simple terms, you can try global investing without eating too much into your savings, and honestly, that makes it much easier for all of us to get started. Now, aside from the equity market itself, if you still don't feel ready to jump straight into investing, this is where a money market fund like Moneybull on Webull can be really helpful to get you started. You see, instead of letting your money sit idle in a savings account while you are waiting for the right time to enter the market, you can park it over here first. Your money continues to earn high returns of up to 6% per annum, and at the same time, that money is very liquid and you can withdraw it anytime you want. And when you are finally ready to invest, whether it's for Malaysian stocks, US stocks, or even China markets, your money is already inside the ecosystem, ready to be deployed smoothly without friction. And in my opinion, it really can't get any better than this. So again, link below for you to get started with a licensed and regulated platform, trusted by more than 25 million users worldwide, and comes with attractive standard rewards as well, which is literally free money that you can withdraw later. But remember when you deposit, remember to use my code Ziet888. Alright, all the best in kickstarting your investment journey. Thanks for watching.